Well, hello, you are live, and you know I am here again. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Roland's Reviews YouTube channel. I'm still here. I had some people that were concerned when I started explaining to them everything that was going on here at YT and how the channel is being suppressed. So, someone please check on their Facebook. Go to the Roland's Reviews uh, Facebook page. It should be streaming live there as well. Someone please check that out. If any of you happen to have Facebook, let me know how that is working out. I will do the roll call momentarily. Of course, the channel manager is here, Florida. Chicago Hood is in intermittently. They are working. We understand. Some of us do have to work on the weekends, so that is totally understandable. Um, and so continue to hit that like button for me, please, folks, as you enter the chat room. And those of you who were not here yesterday, I will explain what's going on so far as YT is concerned. Tijuana border jumper, how are you doing, love? Chicago Hood, I know you're going to be in and out. We still appreciate, we understand bills still have to be paid. Okay, so that is not an issue. There are thousands of other content creators here on YouTube. So the fact that you choose to spend time here, again, it is very much appreciated. And yeah, we're glad you're here. Okay. All right. Same old, same old. Hit the like button as you enter the chat room. I promise it won't cost you one thin dime. I promise. Won't cost you any at all. All right. All right. We'll go ahead and start with the roll call. If you would like for me to call your name during the roll call, just say hello, send an emoji so that I can see that you are here. All right, Miss Beverly is here. How you doing, love? And Chicago Hood is here, of course, working. Florida's always here. Prosperity, how you doing, dear? Holding things down in Chicago for us. Chubbs, how you doing, love? Tijuana border jumper, how are you? Tina is here. All of the usual suspects. I love it. That's okay, Tijuana, that you're watching from work. We're glad you're employed. We're just glad you're here. Baldwin Birds, how are you doing? Tijuana border jumper, glad that you're getting over your terrible cough. We need you here, and your job needs you there. So get well, my friend. All right. Bach Mari, how are you? I'm working today, so I'll be in and out, but I'll be listening. Thank you so much, Bach. We appreciate you being here. Where is it? Okay, so everyone's just speaking to each other. So yeah, I wanted to share this with you because as you can see, the tide is continuing to turn. We are starting to get back to some normalcy in this country. The woke ideology is slowly but surely fading away day by day. And so this is what we need because we know during that dark period in American history when Black Lives Matter was allowed to take over America, basically. Those of us who have more than two brain cells knew that it was nothing but a farce. We knew it was all smoke and mirrors. We knew that Black Lives Matter was never about Black lives. It was about the alphabet mafia. We know that under the name Black Lives Matter. And so, folks, not everyone is able to decipher what is placed in front of them, but we have some intelligent people here on this channel, and you were able to decipher it just like I was. Okay, so we know what's behind the smoke and the mirrors. Okay, we see and acknowledge the pink elephant in the room. Someone check the Roland's Reviews Facebook page for me, please. Let me know how that stream is going because I did connect to Facebook. If you were not here, I did explain some things that YT is doing. I don't know why my channel is not being shared, my material, my videos are not being suggested. So I am trying to come up with some other ways of getting the content out. And even if you go, I pulled it up yesterday's video. If you check it out near the end, I pulled it up and I shared with everyone who was in the live. If you type Roland's Reviews in, typically the most recent video and so on would pop up. Now, that's not what happens. Now what happens is old videos are popping up, and you actually have to click on the little Roland's Reviews icon to try and get to the latest content, which some people don't know how to do. You know, I don't, young people, yeah, but I have some older people on here. They may not be able to find it. So I don't know why YT is, I don't know why they're doing this. I don't have a clue. And now when I'm live, because look at where my numbers were when I would go live, and look at where they are now. I didn't realize this. Someone told me last night. Now when I'm live, YouTube doesn't show that I'm live, because that would always bring a lot of people in. That's why the numbers have dipped. And so I'm just explaining to you, nothing that I've done. And then I've had people leave me comments and say that they've been removed. And then I just typed them a little comment back. YT, I did not do it. They are doing the most. Okay. Yes, Baldwin Chicago. I had to click on an old video to get to your channel to see Chicago Hood. Everyone read Chicago Hood statement. I will pin it. That way you know I'm not making this up. Right. You have to click on an old video. So it looks like I'm not even making new content. What's that about? Conspiracy Queen, you're good there. Just followed and checked. Okay, thank you so much, Conspiracy Queen. So Chicago, someone explain it to me. Why are they doing that? Why are they only showing old videos like I'm not making new videos? Now, why won't they show that I am live? What's that about? Wow. Yes, Prosperity knows. Prosperity is an IT specialist. She understands and she knows what is going on. And so I just don't want you to think that I come on here and make things up. Okay. And I'm finding out, you know, as much as I can. So I didn't realize it. Chicago Hood says the devil hates truth. That's a truth bomb. I saw that last. So Conspiracy Queen said that she noticed that last night too. Shadow ban. I'm being shadow banned for what? I don't know. But okay. So I'm going to need you to help me get this information out. They can't do this to larger YouTubers because they have thousands, you know, 100. You have 100,000 subscribers. Soon as you drop a video, 1,000, 2,000 people are on it immediately. It triggers the algorithm. My channel's too small. When they shadow ban me, there's nothing I can do. And that's very disheartening and is very demoralizing. I spend a lot of time preparing this content. Prosperity said, for telling the truth. Yes, they don't want the truth. And I told you, I am trying to get the word out. Like I jumped when they first put Kamala out there. I started doing more than one video a week because I wanted to inform as many people as I could about the scamala and the Democratic Party, the scam that the scamala was running. Okay, the Curry Queen. And now I want to, you know, I'm talking about Jasmine Crockett and all of these other bootlicks and all of these other black gatekeepers. Midterms, we need conservatives to show up and show out again so we can get these people out of office. I'm sick of it. All right, Conspiracy Queen, shorter clips per day of live streams and frequent community posts. Okay. Okay, so yes, Conspiracy Queen, you know, I do what I can. A lot of these YouTubers, that's what they do. That's how they're paid. But, you know, I am, you know, still working. So thank you so much, Tijuana. Right, Tijuana, if we all stick together, we will make it. Exactly. So let me share this little, I have several clips to share with you. Look at our title. Hit the like button, please, folks. Black liberals upset DC mayor folding to GOP demanding Black Lives Matter Plaza be erased. Now, You already know how I feel about Black Lives Matter. If you're new here, go back and check some of my old videos. I exposed Black Lives Matter last year, or if not the year before. Okay, conspiracy queen. Yeah, when I have time, you know, again, time is my enemy, because obviously, you know, my teaching job takes precedent because that's how I pay my bills. Ruby said the live notification just came on. Is that for Facebook or YouTube Live? Let me know. Others sharing you on their community posts help, and don't forget to tag. Yes, okay. Conspiracy Queen has been very good with giving me some hints about what I can do, and it is much appreciated. Okay, Ruby, thank you. Because they didn't do it yesterday, so they're shadow banning me. Okay, that's fine. Let me show you this clip. And then we're going to get the conversation going. If you have Facebook, the way we can help beat this, if you have Facebook, Truth Social, or Twitter, if you can share this on your social media platforms, we can beat it. Now, the way you share is you hit share button, and when you do that, that copies the link. Okay, it's not fine. They need to stop. Yes, Prosperity. Chubbs, I went on Rumble last night. Now I'm not on Rumble, but you know, Rumble is connected to YouTube. So I guess they deleted my account because I had videos on there, but my account has been deleted. I didn't do it. They did. All right, here we go.
That story is never going to be washed away. It will forever be with us.
A poignant moment for Kiana Jones as she looks at her work at Black Lives Matter Plaza.
It's bittersweet, right?
She painted the 2-block stretch on 16th Street Northwest in June 2020. The space was created after the death of George Floyd as a place for both protests and healing.
That's what art is about. It's about creating. It's about having hard conversations. Okay. And then you can create again. So
this is the lady who actually was in charge and who painted the Black Lives Matter. Okay, here we go.
It's never gone forever.
All right.
In a statement on Tuesday, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser said the district will paint over the mural that stands 1 block from the White House.
And what did we say before, folks? We said that all of these liberal cities with these liberal mayors and these liberal governors, they're doing all this talk about what they are and aren't going to do. What did we say? Let them talk, all right? And don't worry. Money talks and BS walks. So we let them talk, and they're saying they're going to do this and they're not going to do that. She caved. All Trump is going, he knows what to do. Say, hey, you get rid of this or we're cutting federal funding. Cut the money, changes will come. Now, if the money weren't in play, you know, just like I know, there's no way she would have had this removed. No way. All right, here we go.
Today, she explained why.
We have bigger fish to fry.
Now, look at, I have to laugh. Her excuse is we have bigger fish to fry. She's not going to come out and tell you the truth. She's saying, oh, we, you know, have other things to do. Well, people are losing their jobs and all this other crap. No, Trump said we're going to cut federal funding. So she caved, which is good. He can do that with all of these liberal cities. They will all cave. They cannot make it without federal money. Truth bomb. Here we go.
Than fights over what has been very important to us and to their history, and especially in our ability to keep our city safe during that time. All
right, I have too many tabs open. I'm gonna have to close some stuff, but I have tabs open for videos that I'm going to share with you. So let me close some of these out, and I'll just have to open them back up. I try to keep everything. Okay. Yeah, let me close some of this stuff out. And then we'll just have to come back to it because I don't want it buffering. I want you to hear everything as clearly as possible. All right, let's try it again.
Mural played a very important part.
Kiana, who is a Southeast DC native, understands the mayor's decision.
People have been losing jobs. There have been budget cuts. There's been a lot that's been going on. And to have to fight for this and potentially lose a lot of funding that we definitely need right now, I understand that we have to make a choice, and sometimes art may not be it.
So at this moment, Kiana is choosing to reflect on the impact that her work made.
It speaks for itself. People travel the world to see this,
including civil rights leader and former Georgia Congressman John Lewis, who made his last public appearance at Black Lives Matter Plaza in June 2020 before he died 1 month later.
It's a moment in history that can't be erased. I'm so honored and grateful to be a part.
She says while her work may be washed away physically, it will always be a part of her spirit that she leaves in her hometown.
Yeah, it can't be washed out. Exactly.
All right. So, yeah, she's the originator. All right. And we know, again, I'll close that out. Come on, folks. It was all a farce. Black Lives Matter. Again, check my older videos. It was all a Ponzi scheme. It was all a pyramid scheme. They collected money, millions and millions. They were an extended arm of the Democratic Party. Let's go ahead and call it what it is. I say this is a great day for America and Americans that this is happening. This is the end of an era. One of the worst eras in American history, when, remember, the left, progressive, they hijacked this country. And then Black Lives Matter, oh my God, the movement caused nothing but divisiveness. And I'm glad this is happening. If I miss your comment, charge it to my head, not my heart. Ruby said BLM has embarrassed these Democrats with all the fraud. Yeah. And they went off and bought mansions, but you were created to help Black lives. I didn't see any Black Lives Matter activists in any of these poor, impoverished communities. But you said Black Lives Matter. And again, the only time you would hear anything from them is when a Black person was killed by a police officer. Newsflash, go to any liberal city, Chicago, Detroit, Philadelphia. Black people are unaliving each other. Young Black males are unaliving each other at alarming rates. I've never, ever heard a Black Lives Matter activist say anything, never show up, none of that. So lose me with that. I don't want to hear it. Nothing but divisiveness. Of course, we know this peaked after the George Floyd fiasco. The BLM riots caused massive destruction. They were marred by violence. How you doing, Beverly? You're back. And so we, all of us on here are intelligent, and we knew what it was all about. And anyone who, all you had to do was go to their website, they're against the nuclear family. Well, God created the nuclear family, so you're either with God or you're with the devil. That told me all I need to know. All I needed to know. That was it. Prosperity over little Black children. Where are right? Oh, they love children so much. You didn't do anything for the poor or impoverished children. Lose me with that. Chubbs, he's got to go and put a mayor in Chicago that loves his citizens. Yes, Chubbs. Oh God, I wish he could get rid of that guy. But yeah, remember with BLM. How you doing, Mike? Mike said it's still Freedom Plaza. That's fine as well. I don't mind the name. I just don't like that they took it over and painted Black Lives Matter. And no, because they are not what they say they are. So remember all the billions of dollars worth of property damage. I will never forget that. Violence, destruction, chaos ruled the day when the Black Lives Matter really started to ramp it up. And the worst acts of political violence were taking place. Okay. That's progress? I don't think so. So anyway, the Democratic mayor is only agreeing to this. Those of you just joining the chat, please hit that like button for me so we can share this content out. They're only, again, they can't afford to lose that funding. So she's saying she's not going to tell you the truth. So millions of dollars would have been withheld. Okay. This is symbolic of the new era that we're now ushering in. Chubbs, you won't hear it, Miss Rowland, because it's not part of the race-related, race-related police officers. Yeah, you only hear when a white police officer kills a black person, then here they come. Black Lives Matter and all of the race hustlers, the poverty pimps, of course, we know who they are, Al Sharptongue and so many others I could name. And they are so concerned. The only thing they're concerned with is keeping those checks rolling. We know that. They are not up there for Americans. They're up there for themselves. I only kneel for Jesus and no one. Chicago Hood, that's the only one we need to be kneeling for. You got it. You absolutely have it. But like I said, I think this is the removal of the BL. I think this is symbolic of the new era that we are ushering in against the anti-woke movement. Okay. And we're winning the culture wars. And this is, remember, this is what the American people want. This is what we voted for. U.S. Army, how you doing? No, I'm always live at 4 o'clock on Sundays. I never change that time unless I have a special event, but I normally don't have a special event. So I'm glad you found me. So I definitely believe this country is heading in the right direction. Type in the comment section, folks. What are your thoughts on them painting over the BLM painting? What do you think? And again, now, you know, the black gatekeepers, the black puppets, you know, they don't like this. This is racist. No, it's not. I love it. And to me, again, this will bring Americans together. And I'm going to tell you another time that I knew that this Black Lives Matter crap was a farce. I remember when in Washington State, I remember when people were up there protesting, Oregon, and I saw, now Oregon has a black population of less than 3%. So the people that I saw out there protesting were white, talking about Black Lives Matter. So I said, wait a minute, this doesn't add up. We know George Soros had those people out there picketing and marching and looting and burning and stealing. Tijuana Border Jumper, love, thank you so much for the super chat. So happy to catch a live stream. Just been sick and sleeping during the live. Oh, that's okay. Tijuana Border Jumper, let me send you some hearts. I am glad you are on the road to recovery, and I'm so glad that you are with us. And I appreciate the super chat. I just sent the hearts, and I don't know why they're not. Okay, let's see. I might have to remove some. Okay, see if it'll go through now. There it is. Okay. Conspiracy Queen gets it. She said, rent a protester. Yes, it was a farce. Please hit the like button to send this video out to me. Thank you. Yeah, we hit that like button. That's good. That can change a lot. Thank you so much, Tijuana Border Jumper, always contributing to the channel. I love it. So the black puppets and the shields are angry. Now, remember, what have I been saying the last few videos? What have they been trying to do? And they're still angry about the election. They're angry that black people are not out here. They're trying to get black people emotional and back in the streets. That's what they're trying to do. And protesting. And it's not working. So now that this is happening, they're still angry. They're still trying to get black people out in the street protesting. No one's thinking about them. Thank God. Some people are waking up. Yep, Tijuana. Yeah, keep on the road to recovery, dear. We love you. So notice, black people aren't marching. They're not in the streets. Oh my God, don't remove it. The black shields and gatekeepers, they don't know what to do, because normally they say, okay, get in formation. It's time to march, protest. It's not working this time. Let me show you what else I had to share with you. You know, Roly Poly. Now, you know he has something to say about it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Roly Poly. He is very upset, but you know he has to keep his check coming too. Ruby, George Soros is still alive because the devil does not want him. Ruby! hate to say it, but Ruby's right. He's too evil for the devil. That's why George Soros continues to live. Oh my God, facts. If I painted anything on the streets, I'd be arrested for graffiti. Yep. Tijuana, remove it and let's unite as Americans under one flag. Yes, Tijuana. If we don't do that, you know what Dr. King said, we're going to perish as fools. We have to unite. Okay? Yeah, prosperity, didn't that hurt? Ouch. Okay. Listen to Roly Poly.
Capitals, Black Lives Matter Plaza. And of course, when we talk about Black Lives Matter Plaza, you know, we broadcast from out there. Let's go ahead and show it. So, you know, then we broadcast them out there. We were out there, of course, on the anniversary of the death of George Floyd. We've had the Floyd family out there as well. You know, talking about these issues, talking about.
Oh, he's so concerned. Get out of here, guy. Get out of here. He is acting so concerned. Oh, give me a break. I can't with these people any longer. All right. What do you type what your thoughts are down in the comment section, please, folks. Let me get this going again. I want to know what you feel.
His brutal death on that day, May 5th.
All right. I think I have a commercial coming here. All right, here we go.
And of course, here we are. This May will be the 5th anniversary.
More black shields sitting there beside Roland.
No more. Why is that? Well, because Republican out of Georgia, Andrew Clyde, he recently introduced House Resolution 1774 that seeks to remove the Black Lives Matter phrase from that plaza. If passed, the bill would withhold federal funding from Washington, D.C., unless Mayor Muriel Bowser removes it and designates the area as Liberty Plaza. Well, guess what? Mayor Muriel Bowser is capitulating to this. Quote.
So you know they're upset, but are you going to donate some of your millions? No city can afford to lose federal funding. So you can be upset all you want. Put your money where your mouth is, what I was always told. They don't give a crap about George Floyd. Prior to that incident, they used to prey upon emotions and get those dollars. Thank you, Prosperity. They didn't care about him. They did not care one bit. Where are we? Conspiracy Queen. I swear it baffles me how so many miss George's Masonic tats and the symbolism to the pagan holiday that coincided with that ritual. Yeah, they're lost. Ruby says foundational Black Americans are not booting up for this divisive nonsense. No, people are sick of divisiveness. No. Please tell Dumbo Mayor in Chicago that Prosperity is going to be cutting up, folks. You know she is. Here we go.
We have long considered Black Lives Matter Plaza's evolution, and the plaza will be a part of DC's 250 mural project, where we will.
I'll pause that so you can read that. And this is a statement from Mayor Bowser on the evolution of the Black Lives Matter Plaza. And I'll leave that up there so you can read that. He's reading it, but some of you may want to read it for yourself so you see what's going on there. I think it's funny. I think it's great. Hey, get rid of all the Black Lives Matter crap. Take down the George Floyd busts that are all over these liberal cities. For what? Okay. That's all, U.S. Army. Thank you for your service, Chubbs, U.S. Army. Let's see. Do I have any other veterans in the chat? If so, let me know. All right, here we go.
Will invite students and artists to create new murals across all 8 wards. The mural inspired millions and helped our city through a very painful period, reflecting on how the Black Lives Matter mural became a symbol during the protest against police brutality in 2020. But now we can't afford to be distracted by meaningless congressional interference. The devastating impacts of the federal job cuts must be our #1 concern. Our focus is on economic growth, public safety, and supporting our residents affected by these cuts. That was the statement that she released?
I can break down her statement in one sentence. They could not afford to lose that money, the federal money. That's all she needed to say, but she's not going to say that. Okay, look at Roly Poly. He looks devastated. He looks like he wants to cry. Oh, Chubbs, you behave.
I just got to go ahead and say it. That's a bullshit statement, Mayor.
So he's angry with the mayor. Is he going to give her any money? That's my question. Type it in the comment section.
A bullshit statement. What you should be saying, Mayor Bowser, is Republicans, how dare you always talk about big government? How dare you always talk about local control? And now you want to tell the residents of D.C., who are not a state, who are taxpayers, who give their lives to this country, you're now telling us how we must conduct ourselves in this country.
He needs to stop. Oh my God. His fake outrage. Give me a break. Woo-wee. He looks like he wants to cry.
This is where the mayor should be rallying D.C. residents to let this Republican and Republican leadership know. In fact, what her statement should be saying is that I call House Speaker Mike Johnson to say, don't allow this to move forward. Don't bring it up as a bill.
Did you hear what he just said before I paused it? What have I been telling you? These shills, these puppets, these gatekeepers, what have they been trying to get Black Americans? What you heard? Did you hear what he just said? What she should have done, got people out to protest. Did everyone hear that? They are doing everything that they can to try and get Black Americans in the streets protesting. U.S. Army, BLM has helped no one. They became millionaires. Chubbs, he gives her money because he wants a tax write-off. Someone tell me. Conspiracy Queen, still remember that either Ohio or Chicago, George Floyd Memorial getting struck by lightning a few years back, worshiping false idols. Right. I remember that. Prosperity. Chubbs, I saw him at the Black Journalist event in Chicago, and he's short, chunky already. Chubbs said I couldn't put his size on there. My computer wouldn't go that. Oh, boy. Here we go. Look at him. But you hear what he said. That's what I said. This is what they've been trying to get Black Americans to do. They're trying to get them emotional and in the street. Everything they're trying is not working. Ruby, Roly Poly was a Negro whisperer, and he will never have a seat at the table again. Ruby. Here we go.
This is the capitulation I'm talking about. Liberty Plaza? That's what they want? And that's the statement? Well, you know, the job cuts are number one priority. I understand number one priority. But damn it, what's number 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20? What about the dignity of standing up for something? And let's be real clear, that wasn't meant to be temporary. And we know that. We know this. What this is, we gonna make y'all do whatever it is we want y'all to do. Bend over. Do what we want. We can run it. That's all this is. They're not fooling us. We know what they're trying to do. They've always used Washington, D.C. for their own purposes. They've always done that. And see,
we all know the Democrats control D.C. The federal government needs to take back control of D.C. And thank God that is starting to happen. And the mass firings in D.C., we know is occurring because Trump is trying to downsize. And look at all these people. I didn't realize all these people were still at the house and still being paid big salaries. And they're out shopping and doing nails and all these other things. So, hey, I'm for it. I'm for it. This should have been done years ago. Trump was the only one who had the courage and the nerve to do it.
When I think about my native Houston, this is just outside of my high school, Jack Yates High School, where I graduated from, where George Floyd graduated from. And what they are saying is, yeah, so this is one Republican from Georgia telling D.C. how it should operate, and the mayor, oh yeah, we're just going to go ahead and give in.
Hey, she knows what's next. Again, no city can afford to lose federal funding. Rudy said, Rolly is as off base as his hairline. Ruby. Chubbs, if he loves Black Lives Matter so much, put it on your high forehead. He could be the new Plaza. Chubbs, you behave. Conspiracy queen, as my friend always said. Martin is for himself first and only. He loves to buck dance for his butter biscuits of oppression. That's only in his mind. Yeah. So that's why he's, look at his fake outrage to get people emotional and upset. Pardon my expression, only what that's up. Conspiracy queen, you're fine. Tell it like it is, sister. Tell it.
I'm sorry, Julian. I expected more fight from Mayor Bowser than this.
You know what, Roland? So did I. I understand where she's coming from. I'm extremely and profoundly, as a DC resident, a victim of gentrification that I've called them.
And you know she's a Democrat. She's telling us she's a victim. So we already know which side of the aisle she's on.
Mayor out on a number of times because she never met a gentrifier she didn't want to slow dance with. I'm disappointed. I do understand her reasoning. $300 million on the line. The district's finances are funny. She did go and kiss the Trump ring, and she welcomes workers back down to downtown, which has been relatively deserted at times, like lunchtime when, our restaurants, depend on patronage. But I think she had other options. I don't think she needed to capitulate so quickly. And I think the capitulation really speaks poorly as we look at the other mayors who were have been called in. Brandon Johnson from Chicago. Eric Adams has already capitulated just to stay out of jail. That's another story. The other Brandon from...
Of course, Eric Adams is a smart one. I would capitulate too to stay out of jail. All these other people shilling for these other mayors shilling for the Democratic Party, FAFO. They're gonna find out. So don't go screaming, crying racism and think, you're going to get tears from me. I'm probably going to have a party. That's your stupidity.
Baltimore, but the sanctuary cities mayors who are also being asked to capitulate, and some of them will and some of them won't. But here's what we know. If we all capitulate, we have nothing. And so, as I said, I appreciate Mayor Bowser, but I'm disappointed with her action, especially taken so quickly. Why you have to do it right now? Can't you wait a minute, girlfriend? Come on.
What are you waiting for? You know your aunt. What are you waiting for? Go ahead and do it. You know you can't make it without that money. That's stupid.
Oh, but Rebecca, something at least deserves some kind of pushback, not just, oh, okay. Okay.
Exactly.
Shout out to Councilmember Robert White, who actually spoke out about this last night in opposition to the mayor's decision. Here's the bottom line. To tell me that my Black Life Matter is only temporary, to tell me that my Black Life Matters is just a mural within the city that has so rapidly gentrified.
Newsflash, ma'am. If you need a mural to tell you that your life matters, you have other issues a lot larger than a Black Lives Matter mural being removed. I just dropped a truth bomb.
Since I've lived in DC, into where it's no longer chocolate city, because the rapid violence of gentrification in DC. I think that's what people need to understand, that gentrification is not just displacement, it is violent displacement. It's literally removing generations of people from where they lived. Like, you know, if this was a Key and Peele sketch, like if I was pitching to them, I would say, you know what, if you're going to tell the story of DC, have a bunch of murals of Black people all around the city, and those are the former residents who used to live here. And then maybe at night they could come out and play around. And that's the thriller, that's the horror of what's happening within DC, because because many of the historic Black areas of DC are no more. But yes, you really can see murals of Black people in some of those neighborhoods where Black people used to live. And now they no longer do they live there, but they're no longer welcome there. And it's very unfortunate, and it's very sad. And here's the thing. History teaches us that appeasement to authoritarian never works. It never ends successfully. And so I can't even respect someone at first pushback. All of a sudden they roll over. And in essence, the city deserves a strong leader, a leader who will speak truth to power. It's one of the reasons why, I said even at the top of the show,
I have more respect for her than I do for these other bullheaded mayors that are fighting tooth and nail, and you're not going to win. I have more respect for this lady. She read the room, okay? She admitted, hey, I see the pink elephant in the room, and she handled business. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comment section. I'm just saying, why continue to butt your head against the wall? I admire, just go ahead and do it. Appeasement to your bullying is unacceptable, lady. Right, exactly.
So we can't rely on political parties here. And remember, all power to the people. It has to be a people-led movement. The people have to push back, because unfortunately, we are seeing leaders, just like this decision that Mayor Bowser just made, that are making wrong decisions in this moment.
Daniel, this was June 7th, 2020. This is a story that was on CNN. Civil rights icon John Lewis calls Black Lives Matter mural a powerful work of art during visit with DC mayor. Remember, he actually visited this mural when he was dying from pancreatic cancer. In fact, this is a tweet that the mayor had actually posted, and this is a photo of him overlooking that. Maybe Mayor Bowser needs to remember this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, not only does she need to remember this, but...
Okay, what did we say about the Democrats? Try to get you emotional, and then they have all of this symbolism. So they're trying to say, okay, R.I.P., rest in peace, John Lewis. We know everything he did during the civil rights era. But this picture of him looking at this mural, oh my God, this is the end all be all. We can't remove this mural. Look at this iconic picture. See what you see? You see where I'm going with this. You see what he's trying to do, stir emotions to get people emotional. Ruby said gentrification started when Clinton moved his office to Harlem. Note a peep from the Democrat. Yeah. Get rid of the performative activism once and for all. Nobody cares. Exactly. Gentrification here started under Reagan and Bush, just got worse under Bush 2.0 and Obama. Okay. The majority of Americans voted for the Republicans. Yes. Majority rules. Yes. The late John Lewis was my congressman and completely useless. Ruby. Yeah, he's from that civil rights generation, and you know, hey, God bless them. They did what they could, but in this time and era, they were unwilling to accept that things had changed. So here we go.
I think those of us who are in Georgia are familiar with Mr. Clyde, who's not only an election denier, not only fought against shelter in place throughout the state of Georgia, is one of the same individuals that wanted to help lead the effort in Fort Benning. I mean, I grew up, my father was in the United States military. Fort Benning was named after a Confederate general, just like Fort Bragg. Both of those names were changed under the previous administration, and Fort Benning became Fort Moore. And now under the new leadership, we're spending more time talking about a street that was birthed out of not only the violence of gentrification, as my dear sister just mentioned, but a street that was laid on the backs and the blood of many civil rights leaders at a time where we're now seeing, and I hate to keep on bringing his name up, but Elon Musk liking a tweet, about giving a pardon to Derek Chauvin, who is the police officer responsible for the murder of George Floyd. We're seeing this in real time. We're seeing Confederate-based names being returned to where they were and excuses of why they're doing it. But yet and still, a congressman from my home state, which I'm ashamed to say, is now getting into politics outside hundreds of miles away from our state, not to focus on job security, not to focus on protecting veterans, not to focus on affordable housing, not to focus on veterans that are reliant on SNAP and other critical services and individuals around this country that are losing their job. But
newsflash, sir, the Democrats did that. They didn't do that either. So what are you talking about? You're telling us what they should be focusing on, the Trump administration. Why didn't you tell that to the Biden-Harris administration when they brought all of these, allowed all of these millions of illegals to come to the county, to the country? So now you're saying this. Sir, I did not hear you say any of this under the previous administration. So now you want Trump to be a miracle worker. No way. Here we go, folks.
But to focus on the street. And I think that's very telling of where their priorities are. Both of my colleagues today on this show, and including yourself, have been very adamant about where we are with this. There's nothing more to say. This is a reflection of where they stand, what their priorities are, and the lack thereof.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III.
All right. Let me see. Okay. Let me get rid of this commercial. So you see, I don't want to hear about okay, that's the end of it. I don't want to hear what he's saying. This is an ad on Roly Poly's page, and we don't want to hear that ad. So anyway, again, this guy is so concerned. Did any of you type it in the comment section? Did any of you hear from this guy during the prior or previous administration? Yes, U.S. Army. So he's talking about what the Trump administration should be doing. Why didn't the Biden-Harris administration do it? And now everyone is so concerned about George Floyd. How can you relate to George Floyd? We're all sorry what happened to him, but I'm not a criminal. I'm not a drug user. How am I supposed to relate to him? I'm just saying. We hate that he, the situation that he put himself in. He was on drugs. We know that. We're not saying he deserved to die for that. People use drugs every day, but I'm saying, I don't, how can I relate to him? I don't lead a criminal life and I don't use drugs. But they George Floyd, get out of here. Fake outrage. Chubbs, the only good thing about this guy is that Georgia helmet behind him, Chubbs. I'm a Georgia woman, and I'm so sick of all these Democrats. Everyone is, Tina. That's why Americans, you see a referendum we talk about here just about every show. So Black Lives Matter, I told you, that was a scam. It was a Ponzi scheme, money laundering scheme, pyramid scheme. I could go on. An extended arm of the Democratic Party. The founders are millionaires. They didn't spend any money on any poor, Black, impoverished communities. All right. So, and it's like, with out of the Black Lives Matter, remember, defund the police and all that crap. And it's like this. All of us, I'm sure, at least once in our lives have been pulled over by a police officer. Thank God. I've never experienced police brutality, but anytime I've been pulled over, usually I was speeding. But I thank God I've never been mistreated. I've never been assaulted. It didn't matter who pulled me over, black officer, white officer, Hispanic officer. I'm yes, sir, no, sir. Boom. I never had any problem. Now, some people, and we know people are different, but to try and play that up, like every black person is experiencing that is not true. And the chaos and destruction were justified during that time. Remember, and with the defund the police, you remember, I did a video. I was angry. They were listening to the celebrities. The celebrities were saying defund the police. Celebrities don't use local police. They pay for their private details because they're millionaires and some of them billionaires. So why am I listening to them? If something happens to me, I have to call my local police. So I was very adamant. I was very against that. And you remember those blue cities passed legislation and laws to defund the police. And that's why now they look like third world countries. So they already had a lot of crime. Then the Biden-Harris administration brought millions of more people, illegals, and a lot of them were criminals, not all. Many were. Venezuela released all their prisoners and mental health people, the people in their insane asylum, they all came over here. Crime in Venezuela went down 100% because we had enough crime. Then we imported crime. Get out of here. So these during this George Floyd situation, woke prosecutors were elected across the country and district attorneys. Of course, we know they're all backed by George Soros. Like Ruby said something about him earlier, the devil doesn't want him, so that's why he's still alive. Hit the like button for me, please, folks. These liberal cities became more dangerous, more lawless. Again, I would not live in a blue city. And then add the illegal migrants, you have a powder keg. More black people died at the hands of other black people because they were allowed to. These blue cities, when they started defunding the police, a lot of people said they were calling the police. No response. Or they would call and tell them what was going on and no one showed up. You asked for that. You voted for that. Watch what you vote for. I've been put over to many times, but if you treat the officers with respect, oh, you've been pulled over. Okay. You get a ticket, but you won't be dropped on the right. Just yes, sir, no, sir. First of all, if you're pulled over, 99% of the times you've done something wrong. Don't be angry. That's only going to escalate the situation. And I guess, again, as a teacher, we're taught to de-escalate situations. Like if I have a student that's volatile, I'm not going to stand there and argue with the student. I would ask them to leave or call the SRO for them to come, remove them. If you start arguing with the student, it's going to escalate. So that's where we are. There were no consequences. Remember, crime was rampant. And then you added the illegals. So arresting black people is racist, according to these woke liberals. Police officer roughing up an extremely dangerous black male, that's racist. You don't know what happened prior to the video recording starting. So they show you the legacy media. Of course, they're going to show you what they want you to see. So that's how it goes. And then police weren't allowed to do their jobs, and then they were afraid they may be sued. They know they're going to be thrown under the bus. It's the same thing. So to me, the mural being erased is symbolic of the right side of history. In this new, I think Trump called it the new golden era of America. And I think it's the right thing to do. And let me show you. I had something else to share with you. Hold now, wait. I had to close a lot out because it was Okay. Remember, if you were here yesterday, I did the video on what's her face? Jasmine Crockett. Now, this morning when I got on YouTube, hit the like button for me, please, folks. This morning when I got on YouTube, let me show you what I found. And this is from Jason Whitlock, and he did this 5 hours ago. Hold on, now wait. And I'm not going to play the whole video, but now people are actually here we go. So Jason Whitlock did this 5 hours ago. So more people are reporting about Jasmine Crockett and her fake ghetto persona for fame. Everyone see this? Is this not what I talked about on yesterday? Right? Buck Murray, Roland Martin, the Stephen of the plantation. Yes. Yes. And I just wanted to play a short part of that for you, because this is what we were talking about. I don't make these things up. Where is it? So there's that. And he's saying the same thing we were talking about last night.
Jasmine Crockett, the ghetto congresswoman out of Texas, someone has unearthed footage of Jasmine Crockett's behavior and talking style before she decided to become a ghetto queen, the ghetto queen of Congress. Let's watch the before and after video.
Absolutely. First of all, it's good to see you in the new year. You know, no one could have told me that when I went down to Austin, now it looks like a little bit over a year ago, that I would be running for Congress. It's just not what my plan.
And I really want you to hear Jason and Shamika's commentary, because this video right here, I think I shared yesterday.
And bullshit. Let me just be real. And we weren't gonna sit for that shit. We wouldn't, you know. But when she called me and said, I think it's time for me to retire, and you're the one that I believe should take my seat, I really was kind of caught off guard. I didn't anticipate that. If anyone knows anything about the Congresswoman, they know. We showed up, and if he had some sense, then maybe we would have been about that life. But y'all know he ain't got no sense. So please give some love. This took a little bit of coordinating to do, for sure. We got some cool shirts. You know, the congressional seat is over 4 times as large as my House seat. And I was just starting to get into the rhythm of doing constituent services and things like that. We got Madam Williams, who just happens to have the honorary seat. It's not even honorary because she's holding it down, y'all. But the legend himself, John Lewis, that is the seat in which she currently serves. So she honored his legacy. This is the message that she wanted to send today.
We've seen it a million times. You know, I saw someone, I think it was Jeff Charles, or someone tweeted out, hey, that's code switching and blah. And people act like this is some skill we've developed, that's some positive we code switch. And all it is, code, it's just being fake. And so, yes, we have mastered the art of being fake in front of certain people for our benefit or for performative reasons. But they took a little suburban black girl next door, cute face, you know, went to a little private, I think Catholic, predominantly white high school in St. Louis, and said, hey, we're going to dress you up as a Yaz queen from the ghetto when you get to Congress. We want you to come up out of character, and we want you to play this different role. And so she's cursing and being loud, and she's leaning into the fake eyelashes and the fingernails and all of that. It's a clown show. We've seen it a million times. I'm not surprised by this video at all. Shamika, your thoughts?
Jason, I'm going to be a little bit more bold today and say that Black people are actually signing up to be the Democrat Party's monkey mascots, because this is exactly what they are. You know, not only was Jasmine Felicia Crockett not this ghetto person when she was a state representative, she was born to a pastor and his wife. So what she's portraying is not even the life that she actually lived. And we've known for a long time that it was a character. I even saw a video from, I think it was maybe 2020, when she actually was going for a state representative. She was very calm, just as we saw in this video, a little bit chubbier, eyelashes weren't as long and dramatic. And now that's all we see. She's lost a little weight. Now every time she opens her mouth, she's cursing, or she has to, you know, hit her hands together constantly, showing us those long fingernails, batting her. It's a gimmick. It's an act. And this is how I know this whole code switching thing is foolishness. I don't know how to code switch, Jason. And for those of us that actually grew up a little less favorable, you know, we try as hard as we can to actually represent ourselves or represent where we come from in the most favorable way. We're not trying to always give you ghetto. We're not trying to go over the top to make you think, oh, we're down, or we, you know, are gangsta bees. We don't do that. We just actually present ourselves.
All right, let me get rid of the commercial. Okay, here we go. All right.
Hope that you like it. Hope that you hear what we have to say. Hope that is useful to you. And we go on about our business. There's no actual act that we have to portray by doing all of these extra things. If you look at someone like myself or Angela Stanton King, we try to button up when we go in places, you know, like the White House or whatever. But it's still us. We don't have to code switch or, oh, I'm on the Breakfast Club, so now I'm going to be a little bit more ghetto. There's none of that. So I always knew Jasmine was what I would call someone who went to county schools. They act totally different from those of us that went to city schools. But you could tell it was an act because she just tries way too hard.
I'm going to say that, okay, let's say you do go on the Breakfast Club and you know you're talking to a hip hop audience. And so you may end up using words that are familiar to hip hop fans. And you will maybe, because you're speaking to that audience, that demographic, you'll speak in a language that's comfortable for them. What Jasmine Crockett's doing, though, is, trust me, she's gathered some co-stars, some other actors to help a performance that the audience she's trying to talk to actually is a white audience. And she's trying to, hey, I'm hardcore against Donald Trump and I'm in your face and blah, blah, blah. She's not trying to speak to a Black audience. A lot of the things she's doing, particularly when she's inside the House and speaking and doing all this ghetto stuff, she's actually putting on a ghetto performance for white folks. The other thing that I know people that are anti-Trump are thinking is like, you're going after Trump, but Trump is the person that has actually lowered the standards for politicians in terms of behavior. Where I would say they're wrong is Trump, the way he behaves, is the way he behaves in business, the way he behaved on the show The Apprentice. It's like he's only got one form of Donald Trump.
Right.
It's over the top. It's a little direct. It's politically incorrect. It's consistent. And he if he's speaking in front of the National Association of Black Journalists, he's going to talk the same way to them as he does. Again, if anything, that's what annoys me is it's like he's speaking in front of Congress and he sounds like the exact same guy that was speaking to the NABJ people, speaking, on The Apprentice or all that other stuff. He's just very authentic. That's what I would say the difference is. And me and TJ kind of, and I can't do TJ's argument justice, but we almost had some kind of disagreement about how the standards have actually been lowered for all politicians. But my argument was like, well, Jasmine Crockett and Black Pop, they're taking their cues from rappers.
Yeah.
Everybody is always trying to sound like, hey, I just walked off the set of a rap video.
Yep.
When they go into this performance deal. And that's what I find crazy. It's like Snoop Dogg is the Pied Piper for all these people. And we actually used to know, like, hey, I'm now a politician. This is how politicians behave. It's no different than, I love Richard Pryor. I love Eddie Murphy. I love blue jokes. But when I went into church, I said, oh, I'm in church. I ain't cracking these jokes. I ain't even laughing at these jokes. I'm in church. There's a way I'm supposed to act. When I'm around my grandmother, God rest her soul. Oh, I'm in front of my grandmother. Right. I'm not going to be talking to her like I talk to my boys. It's like, I just don't understand how we got to where, hey, as a politician, I need to act like I'm Cardi B. Why not act like whoever you think the greatest politician was? Conduct yourself that way. That's what baffles me.
Well, folks, we know they heard. If you missed yesterday's video, the Democrats have crafted that's what they do. They despise Black people so much. The Democrats will craft an image, and it's always going to be a loud, ghetto stereotype. So you can thank the Democrats for that, that say they love you so much. Yeah. And I wanted to share something else with you. Hit that like button if you are enjoying this content. Also, and I won't play this video because it's the same thing, but I just wanted to show you, I look at the Gospel Chops a lot. He's great. And I'll show you a few minutes, just a first few minutes, because I'm telling you, he is on it. So I did this video yesterday, and obviously Gospel Chops did too, but I wanted to show you that because he knows this is a bunch of foolishness too. Hold on. Now wait. We're not looking at the entire video, but I will show you just a snippet so you can see this first part.
Appropriations serving Connecticut's 3rd district. It's time to enter your dark academia Congress era. All right.
All right. And I'm going to have to turn that music is going to get copyrighted. But this is, yeah. You can see the cat. You can see what she's saying. Okay. This is what this is what the Democrats are doing, and they teach this. She's talking about she, whatever. It's talking about the elimination of the Department of Education. All right, so I better stop sharing that because they will get me. They're doing enough to me. I don't need any more. Let me show you. Does anyone remember? Let me show you what I have to show you. Because JD Vance, I want to show you his tweet. And this is posted on JD Vance's X page. Can everyone see that? You would never hear Shirley Chisholm or Condoleezza Rice buck dancing and using profanity public. Thank you, Ruby. Thank you. Why? Right. And we can all see it's fake. Lamont, would they think we are ratchet at Lamont, the Democratic Party? That's what they think. Newsflash, all Black people didn't grow up poor in a ghetto in the project. That's not reality. Caesar, scary. Yes. So can everyone see? I'm sharing JD Vance's page. So now he's putting this question out here. And he says, I want you to be honest for this question. And I want all of you to type in the comment section, yes or no. You know my answer, but I will type it. Type your answer. Thank you, Chubbs. Ruby, why is 95% of the Democratic Party octogenarians? They all should be somewhere getting ready for Boot Hill. Ruby, I told you they all need to be in Shady Pines. Baldwin birds, black people being poor is just a very negative stereotype. Yes, black Baldwin birds. Lamont says, I live in the hood, but I am not of it. That's right, Lamont, big difference. But with the Democratic Party, why would you take, and again, that was in my video from yesterday. You know, a woman with she has a BA degree, law degree. She's licensed to practice law, a Juris Doctorate, and you have her out here acting like the congressional version of Sexy Red. Come on. That's what they think of you, but that's who you keep voting for. Thank you, Chubbs. I'm saying yes. Type your response, please, in the comment section. JD Vance wants Americans to be honest. Should Trump remove George Floyd monuments? I say yes. Caesar, I grew up in a predominantly black middle-class neighborhood in Northern California. Right. Caesar, you can't connect with or understand the hardships or the life that someone who grew up in the hood, you hear about it, you may watch documentaries, but you did not experience that. So for you to come out talking, eubonics would be fake. That's not how you grew up. Lamont said, he's a court jester. Yes. I'm saying yes. And so we'll see where this goes. Because remember, they had bust all over America of him. So I say yes. And I wanted you guys to tell me what you thought. Waveland said, no, it will make him look racist. Waveland, it doesn't matter what he does. They're never going to stop calling him racist. So that's why he's just handling business. It doesn't matter what he does. They're never going to stop doing that. And so, and I wanted to show this to you. Now wait. Since we're talking about all of this, let me show you this lady. All right. I did a video on her. Okay. Beverly Williams. And I wanted to mention this today. Indicted by the Trump administration for praying at an unaliving clinic. Since we're talking about Democrats that love black people so much, I had to throw this in. I did a video on her actually. And all she did, she was just kneeling and praying at those clinics where unaliving takes place. You know what I'm saying? I'm already shadow banned. I don't want to make it worse. Crockett is a court jester. Yes. Okay, Rodney, how are you doing, love? Box says yes. Okay. Ruby, I grew up in a poor neighborhood in Atlanta, Georgia called Joyland. My parents would not allow me to act like a hood. Ruby, exactly. What did Lisa do? What is Lisa talking about? I gotta find out. Rodney, a lot of shenanigans and little bits first time voters going to vote for yes. For those that don't know who Shanae is, she was a character on Martin Lawrence's show Martin, Ghetto Fabulous. Okay, so people who don't have a clue and they're gonna vote for you because you're black. That crowd. I totally agree with this man. It's common sense to have respect. Yes. Anyone remember this lady? Again, her name is Beverly Williams. All right. And this is what, according to this website, United States Attorney's Office. This was from the Biden administration. And she was praying in front of unaliving clinics. They sentenced this woman. Look at this. Let me highlight it. 41 months in prison for violating the Freedom of Access to Clinic Entrances Act. and put all these trumped up charges on her. So I shared that. It's in the description box. They said she did all these things. She was just praying. And they said she did all of these things. And she was standing there, but she was praying. And they, you know, so they put all this stuff on her and threw her in jail. But they love black people. What a joke. So I shared that. That's in the video description area. So you can read that in its entirety. I have one more thing to show you that I want to show. I did a video on her months ago. She was trying to wake people up about Kamala and yeah, this was a video I think that I premiered. So I was going to show you a small snippet of that, and then we're going to go. Hit that like button, please. Peacetime, how you doing? Peacetime, the Democrats still act like we're on the plantation. They love them some step and fetch it. Yes. Caesar says beyond ridiculous. Yes. Tina said this woman looks like the wicked witch. Yeah, Tina, yeah, she was. I don't know what that thing was. All right, here we go, folks. I wanted to show you, because again, I did this video. Let me see. Oh my God. How old is this video? I did it, but it was a while ago. I think it was a it was a premiere that I did. And she did not hold any pun. Yeah, I did this video 7 months ago. So if you want to see it in its entirety, I will drop the link. But this lady was dead on. Let me show you. She was trying to warn people about the Curry Queen and the Democrats. So let's listen to a little bit of what she's saying here. All right, let me get rid of this. Where are we? Shanae always threw shade at yeah, she did. Why don't we have a day of respect for all Americans who live today and who are in the past who made and make America great, instead of looking at race, but look at everyone as great America. That would be the smart thing to do. Exactly. Yeah. So this lady in this video, she even tells you, you know, you know, she was going to have to go to court. She knew she was going to jail. Hey, Roland, who was at the crypt? Yeah, so I just wanted you to hear some of this. That link that I just dropped, the link that I just dropped, if you want to watch the video in its entirety, you can. Okay. All right. Let me get her talking. You don't need to hear me talking. Listen to what she has to say, and then you. All right, she's coming on here in a minute. Then we're not gonna listen to the whole thing, just a small bit, and then we'll get out of here. So let's see what she's. All right, here we go.
Know that Kamala is a token? Do you know that nobody wanted to endorse her? Not even Obama wanted to endorse her because she's incompetent. Nobody wanted her in the position, but they did it because she was black. That's an insult. That means you're not intelligent enough. That means you're not quick enough. That means you're not smart enough. That means you're not even equipped. You're just black. And it works. And I know that I have been laying low politically because, again, I've been indicted. Understand something. I've been indicted by the Biden administration as a black woman for standing against the murder of innocent children, including and especially because they take up the biggest margin, black babies. Okay, so now Biden has stepped down, right?
Well, he loves black people so much, but he didn't have a problem putting them under indictment and putting them in jail.
Right? And I have been laying low. I've been laying low. I've been like, listen, I'm not saying nothing. I'm gonna just live my life. I'm in Vegas. I'm about to go into the buffet. I'm just trying to eat. I'm trying to be at Sphere, and I'm trying to be at Flyover Vegas, enjoying my little life with my husband before sentencing. But I have to say something. Let me explain something to you. And I'm speaking to the black community. I have to. I'm speaking to the black community, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. If you, in your heart, feel like, oh, they're going to put up Kamala, I'm going to vote for Kamala, you are telling me how ignorant you are when it comes to politics, not as a person, because just because you are ignorant according to politics doesn't mean you're an ignorant person, but you are very ignorant according to politics. And I'm going to tell you why. And a lot of people will get offended, but I don't care. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? Kamala, number one, has never been for the Black community. I want you to understand something. Kamala has played a part, just like Joe Biden, in persecuting and putting African-American people in jail by the droves. Droves. Okay, when it comes to drug crime, she has treated drug crime as if it was murder. Okay, and then on top of that, let me explain something to you. The only reason why Kamala is a vice president in the first place is because she's Black. It is not because she is qualified. It is not because she is competent. It is because she's Black. Now, why should you be offended? You would think, oh, well, yeah, we Black people, we supposed to support our Black folk. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let me explain something to you. You should be offended beyond rapport because of the fact that somebody is willing to put someone in a seat for their color, even when they're not qualified to do a favor for you. Let me explain to you how the last 4 years have went. Up 3, coming into this 4. Let me explain something to you. So for the first three years, Kamala has not cared about the Black community, okay? Kamala and Biden have been doing everything in their power to support illegal immigrants.
Now, I will say later on in the video, she does say, well, Kamala's not Black. Nobody cares. Yeah, she does say that in the video as it goes on. But I wanted you to see her, and I shared the I put the article up. I wanted you to know she did receive she received 41 months, and I wanted to go. I wanted to share that with you because, again, this lady spoke out. She was trying to wake people up. She's in jail for 41 months. I hope that she can get a pardon. Since Trump is pardoning people that were wrongfully jailed. And again, I dropped the link for that video. I did that video 7 months ago. I'll drop it again. Yeah, and if you watch it in its entirety, she does say Kamala's not even Black. So she knows that she's not Black, but she's just talking about, yes, 41 months for kneeling and praying at unaliving clinics. The party that loves Black people so much, lock them up more than anyone else. And so I wanted to share that. And I wanted to know how you felt, and we're pretty much done. Again, if you will, share this stream out, and hopefully, maybe we can trigger the YouTube logarithm and bring more people into the conversation. If you are enjoying this content and you have not already subscribed to the channel, please do so. We'd love to have you back. All right. And look at all these Democratic shields and puppets and gatekeepers. They are losing their minds because everything is falling apart for them. And it's good for the American people. It's good for America. I love it. And all I can say is, Democrats, how many? About 50 of us in here now in the chat, something like that, 50 plus. All we have to say to you, well, we really don't have to say anything, but we'll give you a little look. Let me put that up for you. This is all we have to say to Democrats right now. If you agree, type a 1 in the comment section. Isaiah, how you doing, love? Can I get everyone to hit the like button? We're almost to 60 likes. Caesar, she wasn't Black when she was a young child, according to the people I know who knew her as far back. Right, Kindergarten, she was crafted. The Democrats craft people to be what they think will appeal to Black Americans. That's what they do. Hit the like button. You too, Chubbs. Thanks for being here, love. I'll probably be live. I don't know when. I'll be back next week. Live Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. You have a great week too. Tijuana boy. Okay, 1. Yeah. This is how we're feeling. We don't care that you're upset. We're not going out and protesting for you. For what? Yes, Caesar. And the media didn't tell the truth. I mean, the kneeling didn't help, but he was on drugs. All I'm saying, none of us is glad that the man died, but tell the whole story. That's what I'm saying. Joe locked up an atheist transgender that was only standing at the Ruby. Right. I'm saying. And so this is Trump is righting all of the wrongs. Law and order are being restored. The leftist lunatics, all of this lunacy, this country been marred by chaos, destruction. We're bringing things back into focus, back to where they should be. Selected, not elect. Yes, Ruby. They select someone. They mold. Look at the video from last night. Everyone that the Democrat, all the black women that the Democrats put up for black people to support. Just look at it. I don't care how many degrees they have. They dumb them down and have them acting like a straight hood rat, like Ratchet, Sexy Red. That's how. So you can't see that that's what they think of you. Come on, man, please. And so I'm just saying, Ruby. Okay, I'm just saying. That's what they think of Black Americans. They have you to go in there and perpetrate that stereotype. Loud, ghetto. Look at all these curse words. You know her parents didn't raise her that way. And you know they're embarrassed. But she's doing what her Democratic liberal masters are telling her to do. Yes, peacetime. And like I tell people, when people say, hey, Trump this, Trump is a man. He's not perfect. But I like the moves that he's making. This is what the American people voted for. Tijuana, yes, she is full of it. And Tijuana, you didn't watch last night's stream. You mark my words. Trump is trying to get the country back together because it's a mess. She keeps making all of these snide remarks and how, he's the worst person ever born. When he comes after her, like, again, does she not see that everyone that the Democrats use to attack that man, they're all under indictment, almost going to jail? Does she not see that? But you're still out here saying negative things. He's ignoring it. But when he gets fed up, and if you wind up under indictment or in jail, of course, she goes, oh, racist, white supremacy. I don't give a care. You did that. He's not bothering you. Shut your mouth. Caesar says I should do a review of George Floyd's body cam footage from 20. I guess I could do that, Caesar. Caesar, send me an email to remind me because I have a lot going on. LSIBERT, and that will be at ymail.com. If I don't respond, I did not get it. There we go. Okay. Hit the like button, please, folks. Yeah, that's LSIBERT at ymail.com. A lot of people type in an I instead of an L. That's an L. LSIBERT. If you do the L, it will go through and I will respond. So that's all I wanted to talk about. I watched tonight, sweetie, at my secretary. Okay, you want me to drop the link for you, Tijuana? Let me get the link for you. And they have my channel all jacked up. They're not showing my recent videos. I don't know what YouTube is doing. I just don't know. Let me see. I'm going to. Yeah, I did this, the video I did yesterday. All right, I'm going to share that now. Okay, Tijuana, you won't have to look for it because the way they've all they're doing is showing my really old videos. I don't know why for the life of me. I mean, I know they're shadow banning me, but if you type in Roland's review, I showed it last night to the people that were live. you type in Roland's reviews, all you see are a bunch of old videos, and you have to, search. You have to look, and when I'm live, it won't tell you now that I'm live. Remember, we used to have 100 people in here, and I wondered why the viewership dropped so much because I had so many people subscribing. Let me show you what comes up now when you Google Roland's reviews. So I don't make this stuff up. And if you're being unsubscribed from the channel, I'm telling people now because people are reaching out to me. That is not me. Your comments are not going through. That is not me. I'm telling you. How you doing, Laurie? Hit the like button, please, dear. Okay. He did part one lady for prayer announcer. I'll have to check that, Tina. Caesar said 2019 and 2020. Reach out to me, please, Caesar, so I'll remember to get on that. Thank you, love. So look at what happens when you type in Roland's reviews. So I'm being shadow banned. They're not showing my new videos, and they're mixing videos in here that aren't even mine. When you type in Roland's reviews, only Roland's reviews videos are supposed to pop up. Look at this mess. There are other channels' videos. You don't see any of my latest video. This video was from 6 months ago. Thank you, Tina. I'll have to check on that. I wasn't sure if she was the one or not, but I can check on that. Thank you, dear. Lisa, before I was shadow banned, if you typed in Roland's reviews, the channel would pop up. Let me show you what will pop if I can get it. Let me see. When you typed up Roland's reviews, hold on. All the videos would pop up like this. I don't know if you can still see this. Hold on. All right. And then if I was live like I am now, you would be able to see it. All right. Can you see? I'm going to see if you can see where I am now. But now, what you're looking at now, that is where it goes to. But now the page that I have pulled up now, this is my actual. When you type in Roland's reviews, this is where it used to go. And then it will show you that I'm live. And it shows you all of my videos, shorts, live, everything. Right? Now, the very first page I showed you, if you type in Roland's reviews, that's where it's taking people now. And people are having problems finding, like I had people yesterday say, oh, I didn't know you were live. They had to dig to find it because I'm shadow banned. When I looked you up on YouTube this morning, I saw the weather and others. Right, Chubbs? You type my name in and all these other channels pop up. So you have to really search to find it. That's why when my live numbers are going down because people can't find it. So, like I said, all you can do is type in Roland's reviews and then click on one of the videos. And then if you click on the icon, then it will bring you here. Okay. And as you can see, my numbers, since I'm shadow banned, my numbers have fallen. Yep. I do more lives than anything else. So, but look at how my numbers have fallen since the shadow ban started. Yep. So I just wanted to show you what was going on. Ruby, the live alert came up. Yes, that's YouTube. That's YouTube. Florida, I have not, because every time I reach out to YouTube, you know, first of all, there is no 800 number to call. Second of all, when you the times that I did send them chats, they never responded. So I was like, okay. But I had someone yesterday tell me to reach out. I have reached out to them before. They never respond. Donna, you don't get any notification. That's YouTube. That's why I'm letting all of you know it is nothing that I'm doing. And I think it was Friday night. I had 5 people to subscribe. When I woke up yesterday morning and checked my channel, all 5 of them were unsubscribed. I don't know who they are. So, but yeah, my numbers, people subscribe to the channel and then they're removed. So I'm telling you, so you know, it is not me. Okay, Chubbs. Yeah, I guess that's part of the shadow ban. I don't know what they're doing, but I'm making you aware. Whatever's happening, that is not me. I'm not unsubscribing people. I am not deleting your comments. I'm not doing any of that. That is YT. And I wanted you to know that. Okay. All right. Yes, Florida. I was texting. We were texting the other day. This is what I was telling you about. You see how my numbers have dropped? Robert, yeah, they're doing this to some of the smaller creators. Yes. Yeah, Robert, yes. Because I've been checking with some of the smaller creators. They're doing the same thing. So that's just where we are. But like I said, as long as you know, that is not me. I wanted you to know the truth. Okay. All right. Well, I will let you go. I have enjoyed all of you. I'll try to keep on fighting. Okay. And thank you for spending your very valuable time here at the Rollins Reviews YouTube channel. And like I said, I will be back probably, I don't know, Tuesday, Wednesday, just depends on what's going on. Florida, yes, Florida. I have 4 or 5 people at a time subscribing to the channel, and then the next day they're unsubscribed. Okay, Ruby, okay. Thank you, Ruby. Thank you. Ruby's on it. Okay. Florida, this is what I was telling you. And then I went to some other content creators. They're doing the same thing to them. Yeah, peacetime. That's an idea. I just got frustrated with and you know, as soon as you start trying to grow your channel, they come with the shenanigans. So that's just where we are. And I'll keep fighting. And I you know, there's not another comparable platform. The problem is they pretty much have a monopoly. And so you're pretty much at their mercy. Or I may look into possibly doing a podcast, an Apple Pod. I don't know. I'm just going to check all of my avenues because this is ridiculous. I don't put all my time and energy into this and then have them, you know, just for them to suppress the video. No. Yeah, definitely thanks for coming, folks. Like I said, I like to keep you informed so you know what's happening. And that's all we can do, folks. All right, I'm going to get off from here. And again, I'll be back 1 day, 2 days next week. We'll see, whatever, just depends on what's going on. Chubbs, yeah, yes, Chubbs knows some other content creators. Yes. Thank you, Lisa. Right. I'm saying this is work, time and energy spent, and you're suppressing the videos. And I'm trying to get the truth out, and I'm trying to get out as much information before the midterms. So this is really stifling my progress. All right. Okay, folks. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And I will see you again. I don't know when, just depends on what's happening. I'll be live next week, 2 or 3 days a week. Class action of First Amendment will change. Yes, Prosperity. That's why they are doing it. Florida. Oh, yes. It's because you're telling us the truth about things. Lori, you know, if I was on here telling lies that suggested to everyone, I'd have 1 million followers. You're right. You're absolutely right. Tijuana Border Jumper, thanks for all you do. Oh, no problem, Tijuana. Thank you, love, for your super chat. Beverly, yes. Peacetime. Trump appointees at the FCC. Yes. I'm hoping they can take over because we know YouTube is owned by Google. We know they are liberal. We know that. So we're going to go. And I will, I'm going straight to the comment section, and I'll talk to you for as long as you're there. Thank you again for spending your very valuable time here at the Rollins Reviews YouTube channel. And I'll let you watch this little video on the way out. All right, I'm going to the comment section to talk to you. Thank you so much for being here, folks.